Our hosts, Energy Foundry, lead a group that is really inspiring to us. We've done a 40 organization listening tour leading up to this event across 8 states of the Midwest. And I think Energy Foundry had a part to play in each one of those introductions and stories that we got to share and listen to. So I want to have Jason Blumberg come up and share a little bit about our host organization and a little bit about this Chicago ecosystem and what makes this special. So Jason.
Great job. So the energy ecosystem here is transforming. And as Drew pointed out, we see it's not much different than Austin had bubbling up a decade ago, the Research Triangle before that, and maybe even Silicon Valley before that. All the right pieces are coming together, from research and entrepreneur. We see corporations jumping in and NGOs and government folks helping set the stage. We have a long history of innovation. The cell phone was invented here that disrupted the market. And we see a lot of technologies coming out and entrepreneurs pushing those forward that have the potential to disrupt the energy market just like that. Energy Foundry is a benefactor and steward of all these opportunities, and lucky to be part of this great ecosystem and locally and across the Midwest. And we create the connective tissue and provide the venture capital that invests in those companies and help drive forward the future of energy and energy innovation. We've invested in 7 companies, so we're relatively new, but those companies have gone on to already raise $100 million in direct and indirect capital. We've created a hub for energy innovation, if you haven't been there, called Coalition Energy. That space has 35 different companies, hosted numerous events, and had 15,000 people in the last year and a half go in and out of its doors, with a few of those going on to raise astonishing amounts of money. Some not posted, so I can't tell you the numbers, but it's a lot. In addition, we've developed 24 tools, which you'll find on our website, which are open to our companies and across the community for how do you, when you're an early stage entrepreneur, how do you really fill all the pieces that match what you need. And we see over 300 companies a year that that we give advice to, but we're also part of the Smart Grid cluster, which actively works with 40 of those companies to get them either ready for capital or to help them if they've already got capital achieve success. Those companies have gone on to raise $75 million in capital or government contracts, government funding. So a groundswell of activity is happening here. We're the connective tissue that really brings it, well, we're one of the pieces of the connective tissue that help bring it together. And when we were looking at that, Drew, the ETS and Zpryme folks came to us and said, people across the country and across the globe are starting to take notice that something remarkable is happening here. And you'll see there's folks from Oleander and other places across Europe here at this event in Japan saying, what's happening here in Chicago, Illinois, the Midwest, and how do we get involved and really bring that to our country? So these kind of folks said, well, why don't we shine a spotlight on this and really help show the whole world what's happening here. So we agreed and co-hosted and helped bring this to fruition, creating a lot of relationships and introductions, but more importantly, the community embraced them, got involved, sponsored, so we appreciate all the sponsors and sponsored all the events, and really wanted to help make what's happening here today. So the goal is to drive thought, discussion, and engagement on the most pressing issues. And I'm very excited over the next day and a half of what you're going to see, how it's going to spark thought in your mind, how it's going to help you hopefully transform something that you do from your day-to-day operation, and then you can see or be part of the groundswell of activity that's happening here locally. So thanks for being involved, and we look forward to seeing you over the next day and a half, but also more importantly, in the subsequent years of the growth of the ecosystem here.
Thank you, Jason.